measure up to this great challenge of my endurance? Would I be able to transcend the physical condition and enter into universal Father consciousness and remain there until I died? At times I was deeply frightened of the ordeal, but
Hi,
I dare not
everybody.
reveal this fear to
Five
my
letters.
disciples.
That's the real
Therefore, I
Jesus
began my
talking.
last journey towards Jerusalem with powerfully mixed feelings. On the one hand, I was weary of healing and talking and teaching people who listened with open mouths and had
Okay, let me start this live with
no real understanding
saying,
of
come
anything I was
on.
trying to tell them. I had thought,
Okay, I'm gonna get something and put my phone up. Okay, so I'm gonna start this live with saying what everything that has happened to us in our life, we are the cause. Everything that has happened to you, right? Everything, every sickness, right? Every pain, every suffering, everything, I mean, cancer, everything that has happened to you, you have been the cause. What if it's in this life or past life, right? Because when we want a solution to a problem that no one can solve, because think about it, Earth, we're on planet Earth. Everyone is suffering. The doctors are sick. The nurses are sick.
There are police reported ahead.
The nurses are sick. Everybody's sick, right? Everybody and their mama. So to me, I'm not comfortable with that, right? I'm not comfortable with that. I want to live an abundant life. And when I say abundant, I'm not just talking about finance, right? Because finance is just a tool. I'm talking about freedom, complete liberation, right? From sickness, from all of those things that are excuse my burping, from all of those things that I brought on myself, right? I know I talk about the healthcare, but I also had a revelation about the healthcare. The healthcare has not done anything to us. Just like the system has not done anything to us. What system? Who? Where? Why? Right? So I'm saying all of this to say, you guys are going to listen to the recording. Those that want to listen, great. My message is, it seems like it's all over the place, but it's on track, right? On track what? One mission, purification of self. If I could save no one else, I have to at least save me, right? I have one mission, purification of self. So it might seem like, oh, she's back and forth. No, it's a journey. I'm learning, right? If I learn something today and I let it be, I'm willing to die with it while I'm learning. And then tomorrow, the spirit reveals something else to me, and I refuse because I've gained followers due to that message, then I've become a personality. And I have no intentions of being a personality, not for temporal health or temporal earth, right? I have no intentions of being a personality. So I'm saying all of that to say what? It's painful, right? To know that everything I complain about, I did it to myself. Like everything I complain about, I did it to myself, right? Like the dudes, like the reason I use the things like dudes and all of those, because that's society's basic common things that we care about, right? I actually pulled over. I got too much time. I'm supposed to be going back to work today, but as you can see, I was gonna go to the gym. I have my lunch packed. It's been a while, but anyway, I'm gonna play the recording. So just imagine, right? I'm over here. Oh, the healthcare system is this, that. Did somebody come get you out of your house and took you to the healthcare system? No. You did something to yourself, right? Whether it's emotionally, like Christ say, it's not what goes in, it's what comes out. You've done things to yourself. You've spoke evilness, right? You've spoke evilness. You've condemned people. You've condemned yourself. You've condemned life. You've condemned life. Like, and everything I'm speaking because I've done it. I know because I have done it. Right? We wake up every day and like, oh my gosh, life. What has life done to you? Life is available for everybody. Life is consciousness. Life is living. Life is alive. Right? The world, what has the world done to you? The world is space. Right? Think about it. You step out there. That's the word. You're in the world. You're in the house, and you step out there. You're in the world. What has space done to you? The trees. What has the trees done to you? The air, the living air, the elements. What has it done to you? Right? So I'm saying all of this that I learned, and it hurts, but because I want true solution, and I have no intention of gaining followers or having people, I don't even know, right? But I share what I learned, and what I'm learning is everything that happened to me and everyone that I cry for, right? You see the handicapped people, cancer, AIDS, have everything. Like, the reason I'm using those extreme illnesses is because it seems impossible. Like, what? You telling me that I got cancer by the way I speak? Remember Jesus, right? Said to the disciples, oh, somebody he said to, it's not what comes out. It's not what goes in, but what comes out. I know that's true, right? Because after years of putting things in, right, when negativity started coming out due to whatever perceived pain I feel like I've gone through, no matter what I put in, no matter what herb I took, nothing was happening, right? So it's the same thing with the medical field. No matter what medication you put yourself on, it's just a temporary fix, sustaining the physical body, the matter, right? While the spirit is waiting for you, like, hey, the pain is so you can wake up. So I'll give you another thing that I had to change in my life. We condemn medications, right? We condemn the medical field. We condemn all of that. First, the condemnation or condemnation, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, is the first failure. We've created karma. That's number one, right? It's none of your business. It's another person's creation. Number two, hi, Lock Flax. Hello. Where am I? I am in Maryland. Yes, I'm in Maryland on the side of the street somewhere in Bmore. But yes, all of that, right? So I don't know how to present my message, because it's like, are you for healthcare? Are you against healthcare? Are you for, what are you for, right? It's a little confusing. But when you go to healthcare, they might not bring up the spirit, right? They should. It would be great. It would be awesome. But just be grateful, or I am grateful, that while I was lost in darkness, the healthcare system was available to sustain my body while my spirit was resting, right? While my spirit was getting it in order, right? Because again, if you believe that nothing touches the soul is untouchable. You're the essence, the I am, the divinity that you are. If you believe that it's untouchable, then you should know that all this medication, don't do anything to you, right? I'm saying all of this to say what? It was a hard pill to swallow, that everything I complain about, I am the cause. It was a hard pill to swallow. But it was a great pill, because I knew that I can get liberation. And I'm not talking about just, hey, I know that I did this. No, I'm talking about liberation. You can be free from all illness. You can be free from everything you have brought upon yourself, because you brought it upon yourself. That makes sense? Excuse my language or my cough. So again, we don't blame the healthcare, and when I talk about the interconnection of everything, that's why they say life is complex, but simple. It's the same thing with my name, Fragile, Warrior, sensitive, but don't play with me. I'm not breaking. I'm here. I haven't broken, right? You are here. Think about everything you've gone through in your life. Think about all the men that have, I hate to use this word, but us females, that has dogged us out. Men, think about all the females you've gone through, right? We complain about abuse, or just think about everything you've gone through and you here. You're a warrior, right? You're a warrior, but you felt pain when you went through it. You felt pain. It hurt. You thought it was the end of the world, but it wasn't. You're here. So you are fragile, but you are a warrior. Hi, KB. Hi, KB. I'm not okay. Let me get myself in order. Cause KP's awesome. Like he is like KP is life, right? KP is life giving. KP taught me about Tyro. They call it Tyro, Tarot. He taught me about emotions because I didn't, I was playing around with the cards for fun. But who could have known that this man is a master teacher? So cups, emotions, I thank you for that, right? So when I play around with my own cards at home, I have you in mind, right? We're not going to talk about how fine his avatar is. You making me distracted. And that keyword, his avatar. All those people that are real fine on earth, you guys cheated. Because if we are the same behind and you came in that fine ass avatar, you cheating, bro. I'm joking, but truth, he knows. So anyway, I did it to myself, right? I've hurt people. I've hurt a lot of guys. I've hurt women. I've hurt my mother. I've hurt my sister. I've hurt people, right? I have. I thought I was trying to survive. I thought I had to fight for something, but there was nothing. I call myself with my hair in a ponytail today, but there was nothing to fight for, right? Because we are all one. So that fighting was me creating karma that caused more damage to me. Yeah, when Christ said, it's not what goes in, it's what comes out. What are you spitting out to the universe, right? We talk about the politicians, yeah, but they are no different from us. The same energy. It is the same energy you are putting out there. You are rude to your child. You cause discomfort in someone just to gain higher power or just whatever it is. It's that little, but it's that serious. It's that serious. Like Christ said, love is the way, right? So one thing that I had learned, that I had asked the spirit, like, okay, if love is the way and we are supposed to love unconditional with no expectations, like, what do you mean? Like, how can I not expect? Right? Okay. So what I learned is just like, you know how an animal is outside and an animal give birth to a child? Let's put it this way, a simpler way. The same consciousness that provides for the trees, the same consciousness that provide for the birds, the same consciousness that provide everything is going to provide for you. We were not, but we have to expand the consciousness, right? Through meditation, through purification, through renewing of our mind. Like the Bible said, be born again. Right? Do you go in your mother's stomach and come out? No, that's not what you do. But you change your way of thinking, right? New consciousness. We are living in a time where we thought is an eye for an eye. That was a consciousness. But Christ brought a new one, love consciousness, right? Unity, all of that. So when you become born again, you have to speak that language. I don't see any war in the world. What I got to do with me? The same thing Donald Trump, whoever is doing is what I'm doing in my own little circle. Right? I'm talking about the system. What system? What system if I close my eyes to injustice and take my paycheck and go home? What system? It's all me. Right? I'm the cause. So, I don't know. Did I come off track with what I was saying? Hot topic. I did love the touch. No. Oh, the unconditional love. Yes. What does the expansion look like? Yeah, we really if program. Okay. Expansion look like reprogramming. it becomes deep. It's painful, right? Um, let's see. Expansion. If you're a program, what are you programmed with? You are programmed with the things of this world. I'll give you my example. I'm like, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. What do I know about Jesus? Right? Like going through church, my mom told me about Jesus. Okay. Then I went to church, but I'm like, Mom, what Jesus said is not what you're doing, right? So I'm like, all right, that ain't serious. Right. Hold on. So everything we know has been put in us, whether it's through TV, whether it's through all of those, whatever, just everything, right? But you have to be born again. Meaning, when you learn what I have learned, or learn that you are the cause, you can master your own domain. You are energy. Everything you speak, like Jesus said, whatever you think can come into reality. Think about all the negative things you think of about people, or even about yourself. You got to start reprogramming. How? Through our formations, right? So for those of us that like some of us will say, I'm weak, da 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 da. Okay. So if you know for sure, the first thing is believe. If you believe that you've messed up all this time, which is okay because it's all a game we are playing, right? If you know you've messed up, so now you begin to reprogram your mind. So when you see what's going on the news, you don't believe that's real. No, you like, I'm in control, right? Like Yeshua, he calmed the storm. The disciples are going crazy. Oh my gosh, the storm, the storm. He calmed it, right? Because his consciousness was big. He knew that nothing had power over him. He knew, like he said, no one took his life. He gave it, right? The more you expand through meditation, the more everything you speak will come to life. The higher the consciousness, the quicker it will manifest. But that purification is no joke, right? You cannot lie. You cannot cheat. But that's how deep we were, right? I'm talking about little white lies cannot be. You got to trust, right? Because what is the white lies for? If you trust. So if you are telling white lies, that means there is still a part of you that feel that you have to provide for yourself. Your mother, like one thing that I going through Christianity, when I hear the word survive with God, that kind of crushes my soul. You telling me I was thrown into earth, survival of the fittest? Like what that crushes me. So you telling me if I can't kill you, I don't deserve to be here? That don't make no sense, right? I wasn't strong enough. No. So reprogramming, like you said, is when that thought come, you go back, you change it. Our formations, the gateway experience. Those CDs are expensive for a reason, right? I bought it 24/7. Forget social media. Always have sound in your ear. Meditation sound. It's rewiring. The I am disclosure, right? You have to reprogram your mind. You have to be born again. And what I learned, that being born again means you're going to speak in different tongues. Different tongues is different language, right? So when I walk around work and I'm like this strange being, and everybody's like, how you walk around this place all like peaceful and joyful? I speak a different language. I've been born again. Before I was you, I walked around here and I was in fear. I saw the person hurt and I'm like, oh my God, what is life about? But then I realized that we were the one causing those things. And even that weight that I was trying to carry was impossible to carry. It's impossible. I can't carry you and you can't carry me. Sadly, as much as we desire to. We were programmed, like you said, KP. If we were programmed, what does programming look like, right? We were programmed to think that you have to carry each other. We can support each other. We can be there. But within you, everything you need is within. What the hell does that mean? Everybody keeps saying that. You must, as a child again, that new consciousness, it's like a school, right? So baby steps, right? Okay, you believe now, great. So what does it look like? You get up and you fall, right? Somebody piss you off and you go off. You get a little bit of fear. In like the Christ letters, there were times that the real stories of Yeshua, every time he went in the world and they started the craziness, every now and then he became afraid. And every time I'll give you a quick example. Okay, let's talk about the fig tree. In my business, or my contribution to the world, I always say we aim to be the fig tree that bring forth good fruit. That's because with my understanding, with what I learned through the church, was that Jesus cursed the tree because it was supposed to produce fruit and it wasn't. But Jesus' teaching said the reason he cursed the tree, that tree was there. It wasn't the season for the tree to bear fruits. It wasn't the season. But Jesus was hungry. When you know the real story of Jesus, this whole human thing be like, it's so much better. Like you don't feel crazy. But Jesus was like, so he was hungry. So he went to go get the thing from the tree and the fruit wasn't ready. So he cursed the tree. Like, just imagine you go to go get something and you're like, stupid tree. Or like us, when we go outside in the winter or something, we're like, this cold ass weather. What the hell has the weather done to you? So when Jesus said to that tree, he cursed the tree, guess what happened? Well, as soon as he walked away, the tree shivered. So Jesus' word, what came out of Jesus was what killed the tree because he was impatient. Patient is a virtue. Right? So the true teaching is when we try to get things out of situation that is not time and we don't get the results because we don't understand the true nature of consciousness, like me trying to raise my daughter and expecting certain things from her that is unrealistic, that are things that have been programmed into my mind, right? And it's unrealistic because she just came through me. Right, it's an honor. It's an honor to allow another soul to come through me, whatever. Right, it has nothing to do with me. But so you get mad and you curse the child. Right, when I learned that, I cried. Oh my God. Don't get me even crying again. Yeah, look at my eyes. Oh God, it can really become sad. Oh my God, you guys gonna make me cry. I don't know who's making me cry, but I'm sorry. But it's I remember my best friend. Oh God, now I'm crying. I remember my best friend used to say, the illusion or the delusion is deep, right? It's heavy, right? It's heavy. So imagine desiring your child to be good, right? You want the best for your kid and you have no knowledge, but then you get upset and you curse your child, right? And all those things manifest to reality. And then the child is being whatever they are because you are creating this karma in their life, which you are going to pay for later because you have to. It's a law, right? That's why they say the law is just. The law is just. So it's sad to know that what we are trying to prevent, we are causing. Right? It's like I'm trying to show you that I love you, but I'm killing you. I'm killing you while I'm trying to show you that I love you. But that's the only way I know to show you that I love you because that's the way I've been taught. So new consciousness, tell me, how can we talk about it, Kapi? I'm waiting. I don't know if the thing is slow. How can we talk about its ignorance in which you are covered? Say that again. What does that mean? you got to use the messages are delayed. Oh, okay. There's a delay message. Okay. Yeah, so we are gonna have to talk because I don't know what you don't agree with or what you're agreeing with because, like you said, there is a delay, right? But I have personally learned that everything that I didn't want, I brought it on myself, right? There are things that my family brought on me, but did they really bring it on me, right? And then the great thing. Oh, I definitely did. Oh my gosh. Did I manifest something? I manifested a lot of things, right? But not only did I manifest it, guess what? The negative things that I manifested, I have reversed it. It's like, sorry to talk like that. Oh, you don't think you bring anything upon yourself? Oh, okay. So we can talk about that more, right? I'm going to play the recording. But I personally, like I said, when I do study those things, most things, right? Because we have to keep in mind, life doesn't begin here, right? So if we are speaking of okay, so when we speak of the word human, right? When we speak of the word human, what does human means? God man, divine being, right? Whatever. Having a man experience. So with that being said, there is the way of the world. And that way of the world in my book don't matter because look around. Right? There is a way of the spirit. I strongly believe. Oh, of course. Okay, I love the way you phrased that. It was unconscious decision made by the. Oh, even better. Even better. But okay, so we are saying the same thing. I like how you said that, like the avatar. So, like you said, our avatars are out here hurting each other. Our avatars are out here. I love the way you even said it. I love that even better. Our avatars, I like to use that. Our avatars are out here claiming themselves as divinity and then hurting others. Our avatars are out here claiming themselves as separation, and we are hurting others, which in turn will hurt ourselves. Right? So you're correct. You're correct. The things, but I think that I personally think there is a difference with me taking accountability. Oh yes, thank you. Yeah, there. Right. So accountability. I think that belief, right, and taking accountability for my avatar, right? Because if I'm sitting here and blaming everybody's avatar, right? Because I talk about the system a lot. Why? Especially the healthcare system. Because I worked in it for many years, right? I'm still in it. So that was big on my consciousness. And I had my own health issues too. Right? Whether the ones I brought on me through drugs, the ones I brought on me through wrong eating, through all of that. Right? I had my own health issues. And then when we see how, and I love that you use the word avatar, we see how the other people's avatar, due to a lack of knowledge, respond to our avatar. That's what continues karma. It's a chain. It's a chain that we are all in. If there is a flood right now, I'm not going to say we all going to die. Right? Apart from those that are going to ascend. But if there's a flood right now, it's going to flood this people's house and those rich people's house over there. So we all paying for what we've done to earth. So you're right, KP. I agree with you. And it's a great thing that you mentioned the avatar, right? Do we bring it on ourselves? Okay, we bring it on ourselves, yes. But the great thing is we can remove it from ourselves, right? It's not permanent. The soul is permanent, but the avatar, whatever, is not. For short. I love that, in which we all fall short, but we are pointing at. I'm dancing to what you said. I don't know if I'm reading it late. But it's so true. It's so true. But when did I discover all of that? I discovered all of that after going through a divorce. And then through the divorce, I'm bitter. I'm bitter. It's him. It's all him. It's all him. Not me. I'm bitter. And then the more I'm bitter, the more I'm sicker. I'm like, damn. But I'm an herbalist. And then my herbs not working. And then I'm sicker. I'm in the hospital. Then I'm losing my mind, right? Like, fuck. I'm hearing voices. Like, what? The more I'm bitter, I'm going down and down. Imagine being 60 and pointing finger. It's KP, we need to do our life together. You as a masculine energy and me being a feminine, because people need to know that, right? Like everybody else, when you desire love for everybody and you see that we've all made a mistake, there is no pride, right? It's funny. It's sad. It's funny, right? I talk shit about you. I turn around, somebody talk shit about me. But it's sad. It's sad because that's not what we desire. KP, you and I are going to reverse. It can be reversed. We have to believe that it's possible. Because it is. As a man believe, so it is. It's possible, right? It's possible. Even like with me having my business before, I was in a great place when that happened. I was just like a child. I was a little kid bouncing around here and just loving everybody. No judgment. Until pain kicked in. And all of that came. So good things can come when we become selfless. But again, like you said in your live yesterday, what is selfless, right? And I spoke to my mom this morning. I called her, told her I love her. And I was telling her that, because I don't be on the phone. My mom think that I be talking to people, but I don't be on the phone. I be in my own head, right? So I told her I love her. I hope she knows that anything she need, I'm here. So I'm not going to entertain bullshit, because when I learn about karma and everything, I'm not getting on the phone with you if what we're going to do is talk about people or talk about the system that we've created. I'm not doing that. So the more I realized that most conversations was about, girl, you saw what he did? Girl, you saw this and then, the fuck? No, I didn't see it and I don't want to see it. I want to erase it from my mind, right? It's not a reality in my world. I don't want it to be. When I knew about it, because I'm all about results, right? Does knowing make you more peaceful? No. Okay, I know what's happening with Trump, okay? I know what's going on with PDD, okay? I know what's going on with, okay? Okay. Right? So what I'm saying is there is a learned helplessness that yes. And guess what too? That learned helplessness, I went through it too, right? I remember talking to my therapist. So when I thought I was good enough after going through like some spiritual stuff, and I work on a lot of things alone. So I thought, okay, let me get a therapist. Let me just see. She was very spiritual or religious, whatever it was. I know she wasn't condemning what I was saying, but she wasn't adding to it. Because, they're clinical people and it's okay. But I know like one Bible verse that she said to me, I'm going to sit at the king's table. So she, used her Bible stuff so I can work with her. But I remember, right, I was crying and talking to her and telling her everything that's going on in my life. This person had done that and that. But I remember her saying that. Then I didn't know I have the power. I remember her saying to me, she said to me, what did she say to me? She said, Gillian, you have to do it. I said, but how? I have no help. I have no support. She's like, Gillian, You have to do it. Only you. And I was like, she don't understand. Right. But through my prayers and everything, and that's when I discovered the guidance of the galaxy, right? If everything you need is within and you are power, right? I am is power. The Bible said, let the weak say I'm strong, let the this, all of that, right? I am. You got to reprogram it, right? At one point, I used to be fearless. What happened? Did I try and fail and then I had fear? Right? So like you said, KB, you are right. We got to know what is within. We got to study the avatar. We got to know thyself and you will know the universe. Right? Seek ye to build the kingdom of heaven first. What's the kingdom of heaven? You got to bring heaven on earth. And you are not seeking to know how it works. You got to understand it. Yes. New knowledge that makes you recalibrate. Yes, I agree. Being born again. Right. But again, like this morning in the shower, it came to mind. I was in the shower. I was going to do my hair yesterday, but I like running water on my hair. When I learned about the elements, water, all those things, I want all of those beautiful things on me every day, all those living things. I don't got time for no stuff in my hair. So I just put my hair in this. But when I was in the shower and I was like talking and just talking to spirit, thanking all the elements, the water purified me, it came to mind like, wow, it's really like a baby. You have new knowledge, new consciousness. You have to learn to walk in it, right? But the spirit got you. Just like the spirit got you in that limited consciousness, the spirit got you too. So like you said, the learning of weakness and depending on outside stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm working in the system, right? I was out of it. The system took me out of it for a while, right? But then the system or the spirit told me when to go back in it. Where I work, I didn't apply for the job. They dialed the wrong number. I work in Baltimore and I live in PG County, right? But I'm saying all of that to say the spirit wanted me to go back somewhere, but in a different phase. It's in a different way. I'm not there involved in all that craziness like before. I mean, I don't know if it's crazy or not, but I'm there in a position where I'm in everything, but I'm just there to be present. What I call a focal point. I'm there to heal through energy, right? I'm there through myself, purifying myself, raising my consciousness, right? Like everyone around you heal quicker. That's what they taught me. That's what the spirit taught me. And then it's true too, because every patient that I'm with, each day, it never fails. Everybody like, oh, they're doing better today. I'm not being funny. And all of this is amazing because like you said, new knowledge. It's new knowledge and I've seen the results, but I've also seen the difficulties. Right? Yeah. But it's easy. It's easy why? You have to let you die. Right? It's easy why? You have to remove yourself from the delusion of separation. Right? It's easy why. Let me tell you the painful part, KB. The painful part is our desire, attachments. Right? It hurts. Reprogramming. It hurts. My mom wants me to call her every morning. I don't know what she wants, but I'm here. Like I spoke to her this morning. You know damn well that there is nothing important in the family that I will miss. But if it's just like vain talk, I ain't the one for it. Right? So don't make me feel like I'm not a good daughter because I ain't on the phone with you every day gossiping. But we all do it too. We all do it, So anyway, I'm going to play the thing because like I said, I had pulled over on the side of the street to make this peace engagement. Yeah, me and him have to. We really got to do a live. The funny thing is, anyway, we got to do a live together because like I said, you're very, very knowledgeable and both sides, right? Yeah, you're very knowledgeable. So I'm gonna put the thing down, and I'm gonna let the Christ let us, right? I'm gonna let you hear the things that are why I'm the way I am. It's hard to explain, but everything makes sense, right? I don't know about everybody else, but everything that has ever happened to me, I see why. And when I reprogram my mind, it changed. Like, it's things that the human mind cannot. And let me talk like the Bible talk. The Bible don't use the word human. The Bible always say man can do nothing good, but through Christ all things is possible. So the avatar, like you said, KP, is man, right? The avatar is man, but Christ consciousness, the one we are tapping in, that aura, that all of that. I remember going to, the spirit woke me up one day in the middle of the night to look up the word aura. I was amazed to know what it means. Like, I learned things through the spirit, and then I go out, people talking, I'm like, oh, I learned a different way through suffering. But tapping in, right? The only aura that people see shine through me is the divine essence. Right. My personality is flaws. My avatar, I be doing all of that. Sometimes I can't even read. Right. But the intelligence within, like AP said, is untouchable. So I'm learning. I'm growing up. Right. I'm born again. I'm like a baby. I'm learning the new consciousness of the golden age. I'm learning the new consciousness of love. I'm learning the new consciousness of being fearless. Right? I'm learning the new consciousness of having everything. I don't know if I talked about this, but KP, you had mentioned something about it being in us, right? So when we talk about the 72 angels, I was shocked when I found out that everything I desire, I can get. I just got to purify myself and do a meditation, and then the spirit would direct me on where to go. So when the spirit told me that, it told me to say I have supernatural helpers. Everybody, like the bird, like that bird going up there, like we recycle. I think I don't know. It's an avatar, what? But I think you touched on this yesterday about things recycle, right? About blessings recycling. So yes, the universe is providing. That threw me off. Avatar, what? I wonder what we were talking about. The avatar. Yes, these things come late, which is annoying because I can't really know which question or what I was talking about. But anyway, there is power within all of you guys, right? My duty in society is to wake people up through living, through love, through what you have done to yourself, right? Because I did it to myself. But it's okay. Why is it okay? We forgot, right? But now the veil is being removed, right? The wounds can no longer be covered. Yeah, you had said something about an avatar. No. I like how you said what hurts, like what did all the misunderstanding and hurting of each other is the avatar. Yeah, I think you have used that, and I love that because I always talk about avatar. Like, this is an avatar. Like, look at me. So that's why I be dressing up this character. Like, what? Somebody at work said, I don't even know that show. Like I said, I was born in West Africa. I landed in West Africa for my Earth experience. So they said Teenage Titan, Raven. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff. People say I'm like a avatar. But yeah, I am an avatar. Let's play. Yes, I'm gonna play the things, reprogramming of your mind. You have power. You're not in slavery. The system has done nothing to us. There is nothing wrong with the world. Nothing. There is nothing wrong with the world. Everything that's wrong with the world is a contribution from everybody, an accumulation of everything that we've done in past lives and now. Why are we here? We are here to wake up. right? We are here to try again. Oh, one thing I was thinking about too. So, okay. So let's talk about the veil being removed, right? When the veil is removed, when you're born again, it's like the veil being removed. So I remember in the church used to always say when you die and you come out on the other end, wherever that is, wherever where you are here is how you will be, right? So a lot of traditional teaching connects that with consciousness, like the level you raise we are spiritual beings raising our consciousness in different levels, right? Through different experiences, we are just getting bigger and bigger. Um, so, and we are all one, right? And everything is an illusion, and we are just experiencing. It's like the same thing. Like my friend always say, energy is never dismissed. I don't know what she said, but it's like get reused. So that's why we get recycled, right? Everything, but energy. So when the veil is removed, we see everything. We know everything. We know the mistakes. Like we like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like I took the game too serious. And whatever, when the veil is removed, when we come in the other side, whatever it is, it must not be that bad because we are willing to come back to make it right. Right? Because we here again. So I'm like, okay. So what if we live, or my goal is to live now as it is. Let it be on earth as it is in heaven. It's oneness, right? The veil is removed. And the veil has been removed. I see myself in everybody. Right? When I went to the gas station the other day, the dude, he asked me if I had a cigarette, and I was like, no. And I didn't, But then I guess for some reason he felt bad because he was like, I'm sorry for asking. I said, oh, no, you don't have to feel bad. I just don't smoke cigarettes. I used to years ago. Okay. You say, I don't believe in that part of free will that we choose to come, we choose to suffer, etc. Okay. It's all about belief. So let's see what I got here. I'm not going to read all of that, but I think, let me turn my camera. So that's my uniform because I plan to go to work, as you guys can see. That's my lunch right there. That's a sweater in case I get cold. So let's see what it say about. I really don't feel like reading. Let's see. But I will go do it. Can you see that? I'm going to post this or take pictures of it. But another thing, let me find something else and read re-embodiment. Okay. So life and so-called death are similar action to the flow and ebb of tide. Death represents the ebb, and the next life, re-embodied reincarnation, present the flow of tide again. Also, as a tree loses its leaves, and okay, I can see. So I don't really want to read. I'm not in the mood. But we can touch on all of this, right? Because like I said, with me, right? I'll show you this too. Like I said, with me, Discord Healing Flame, trust me, Discord through medical professions, the real used by medical, But with me, I don't know nothing. Everything I thought I knew, it wasn't, right? But I do know what I believe in. I believe in heaven and earth. At some point, right? It don't make sense to me. So if it's not happening, I believe in healing. I believe if someone desires something, you should be able to get it, right? So if it's not happening, I'm one of those people that say, wait, what's up? What's happening here? Right? Because like I said, I was in church. I personally don't think that there should be so many sick Christians, right? Like I don't know. But again, it's so all of these things are things that I have learned. and I had to change everything that I believe. Right. I had to change everything that I believe. So you and I can talk about it, and then I will share. I can text you some of those pages. But and then this book, the reason I believe this book online, at one point it wasn't even available. At one point on Amazon was selling that book for $600. Right. These two books consist of everything I've been learning for years. For years, but just all over the place. But when I saw those two books, and it was everything that connect with everything, like nothing I have learned is different. It just add and makes sense where there was confusion, right? And the reason I know it makes sense is because even the people that taught me whatever I knew, in those missing moments, they would say, oh, it's okay, just believe. Jesus is going to tell us when we get to heaven. But Jesus said that's not what he said. He said heaven on earth. Right. So I had to relearn everything I've been learning. And then when we talk about the suffering, right, I will give an example. When we talk about suffering, I continue to say, I don't know about you. I might have not been the most pettiest female, right? But I know I have done things to people that I wouldn't want them to do to me, or that someone else have done it to me and it hurt like hell, or I was willing to kill them, or I called them a bad person. Right? I call it, like, even the narcissist thing, right? Whatever. We're all dead at some point. So if I come across something that is telling me that all these things that is happening to me, that is forcing me to go to the doctor, right? Because the rashes all over my body wasn't a joke, right? I had to even stop selling herbs during that time, because what I look like selling herbs and I can't cure myself, right? I used to sell herbs when my body was on point. When my body stopped falling apart, it's like, okay, I believe in selling what works. I'm not going to sell you something if it's not working in my life. I'm not selling that. To me, I don't know how that works. Right. So positive thinking, and I'm not talking about just thinking positive. I mean purification. Right. The faith transmute through fire. Right. That unconditional love without fear. We all have that. Right. We all have the fear. That all of that is anything other than that is a misuse of energy. And it will manifest some way. It will manifest some way. Right. I know I have gone deep. You talk about somebody crying. I have search, right? Because me gaining Christ, Jesus, whatever, was losing what I was used to. Right? Me, like when I went to church, I didn't just like be a Christian. No, I left my Presbyterian church and I became an Adventist because the Sabbath was Saturday. So what we doing here? Right. So when I go into the Adventist church and you all playing too, it's like, damn, Shad, I could have played with my family, my earth family on the other side. Right. But I'm saying all of that to say, I don't know about anybody else, but I know for me, and those teaching matched with all teaching, I have hurt people. And my hurting of the people have manifested in different areas of my life. Right? And other people observing, I've noticed the same thing in their lives. Some of them are really, really strong. Right? Unlike me, that I'm sensitive, and if something hurt, I'm like, nah, what is that? Some of those people will be like, nah. And they're going to continue to be whatever they are, right? Whether it's functioning of the ego to they can't function anymore. But the higher self within loves them, and ain't nobody perishing. It's impossible, right? The higher self within, like those people that be strong all the way, those are the people that be old and alone, right? It's like the young man that had all the girls, perfect, whatever. And then you are old and single and in a house alone. right? Because nothing matters. Nobody care about your degrees. Nobody care about your look. It's not, nothing matters. Your job don't even care about you anymore because they want the new graduates, right? So those people, they can take it with them, but they're going, whatever. And I know a lot of those people that they are willing to do that. Well, I'm not willing to do that, right? My business is what called Family is Golden. I desire unity. I desire love. I desire freedom. I desire to be, right? And that's what I desire for every soul. If any other thing, if it came out like any other thing else, it was a distortion due to fear, right? Or due to pride, right? Or due to the ego, all of those things. But personally, my suffering was brought upon myself. And it was brought upon myself due to the pain of being hurt when I wasn't ready to be hurt. Yeah, just like that. Just like that. Right? Because I wouldn't even say it was brought up by pain. Because I was hurting other people. I've broken up with people. If that makes sense, right? I've had sex. I've dated. I've done stuff. I've broken the law of life. Right? Did I care? Yeah, but no. My personal being and survivor and dreams I had for myself was more important than the collective consciousness. And also, I didn't know. I thought I had to survive on Earth. So yeah, everyone is different. And when I switch back to the other thing, being like a child again, right? No judgment, loving everyone, just being. Now there's discernment and there's discipline. Loving everyone, that don't mean that when you say move, I move. If it's not moving in love, peace, and justice, I'm not moving, right? So in my case, that was the situation. And then when I realized, like, oh my God, it was me. All those things happened not to me, but for me. All those things happened for me to wake up because I had planned to wake up this time, right? I'm an Aries. I'm Vohuha. It's like that. That my guiding angel is the first of the Kabbalah. A Kabbalah. Oh, and my angels, yeah, but whatever. We're not gonna do all of that. All I'm saying is you can be free. Right? There's nothing wrong with the world. We have damaged the world. We have damaged our avatar. We have damaged the system. Yeah, there is a system, but we can go against it. And I'm not saying why are we even going against it? That's something I gotta work on. The fuck are we going against? What, you gonna get sick and go to the hospital and say I gotta go against you because you didn't move the way I need you to move? No. Start by purifying your home, yourself. When I say home, your temple, you. Clean your heart, right? So good things can spill out. So you don't have to go to these places, right? So that you don't have to be somebody's money. But Jesus heals sick people, a lot of sick people. And I believe that he heals. Oh, and we're not even going to say Jesus Christ. The Christ consciousness can restore an arm. The Christ consciousness can restore a missing nose. The Christ consciousness can restore a body part. But that's one hell of a work, right? And it can be done. That's your whole purpose for being. Transmuting energy. Controlling energy. That's your whole purpose of being. That's your whole purpose. And then when you master it in your life, people gonna be throwing money at you to show them that peace that you got. People gonna forget money. People gonna be allowing you to live in there. It's real. The word is real, right? But the word as an entity, like the whole thing, right? Not just the Bible, no. Living is a real thing, right? So I'm gonna play that thing, and then I'm gonna drive to the gym because we out here and we out here. And I love that I did this live, but okay. Oh, so I was saying that my job is to empower people to go back within. They have to go within. I can't heal you. You can heal yourself. I can be there for you while you are going through the process, while you're learning, but I can't heal you. Only you can set you free. And that's by facing yourself because you have done things that has caused it.
My disappointment, at the very least, made me listen with open mouths and had no real understanding of anything I was trying to tell him. I had thought that my knowledge would enable people to climb out of their misery and at the very least make contact with the Father and gain a glimpse of the kingdom of heaven. There had been no evidence of such a spiritual awakening even amongst my disciples. My disappointment and sense of failure made me glad to be moving on from the earth life to the glorious existence I knew awaited me after death. At the same time, I wondered how I would endure the pain of the crucifixion. Throughout my mission, I had lived in more or less consistently peaceful, frequently exalted state of mind, with my thoughts focused on the Father love consciousness, author of all being, knowing that I had but to ask, and what I asked for would swiftly manifest itself. Would I be able to keep my equanimity when brought before the council, when led out to my crucifixion, when nailed to the cross with my weight hanging from my hands? Because I was now giving way to doubts and fears, the normal level of my conscious frequencies were dropping. They were taking me down into the frequencies of the earth plane consciousness. I became a prey again to my old aggression, prompting me to unreasonable actions I would never contemplated earlier when in my former state of total harmony with the Father love consciousness. My doubts and conflicts externalized in my life as human emotion and impulses which contravened the cosmic law of love. First, there was the episode of the fig tree. I was hungry and went to the tree, not really expecting to find fruit, because it was not the right season for figs. When my search was unfruitful, I cursed the fig tree. 24 hours later, it was shriveled to its roots. It was a shocking experience. It was the first time my words had caused harm to anything. However, it clearly demonstrated for my disciples the power of thought for good or evil. It showed them that the more spiritually evolved a person is, the greater is the impact of their words on the environment. I took the opportunity to point out to my disciples that I had thoughtlessly behaved as does the average man or woman, who in having high expectations cannot get what they want. They usually react with anger, tears, hostility, and even sharp words, which might or might not amount to a kind of ill-wishing or cursing of the person who has denied them their heart's desire. They had now seen for themselves what my cursing had done to the fig tree. They should now be able...
So this part right here, I really relate to it, and in many ways, like it's the same things, just different scenarios. Okay, so when a parent beat a child, right, that's because in our mind, the child, we wanted something and the child didn't do it. Believe it or not, that's an adult tantrum. Right? Because you could have firmly and sternly disciplined that child. You didn't have to beat, like, I don't know what we be doing out here, but redirecting is very important, right? Another thing, during my marriage, right, when things didn't go as I desire, right, I'm upset. I'm thinking that the world is terrible. I'm thinking that this man came and destroyed my life or wasted my time, right? I'm thinking all of that. Right, so I'm acting out. I'm punching, I'm swinging, I'm...
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto Gwynns Falls Parkway.
So I'm doing all of that, right? So, and while I'm doing that, I'm causing more damage, right? Yeah, so all of that, just to me, when I say I brought it on myself, I know
at the right, turn left onto Gwynns Falls Parkway, then turn right.
Like, okay, why did you get married? Like, okay, but you got married, what's wrong with that? I had signs, and then, but I still did it. Then after a while, it was like, okay, you in it, so stay in it, because your ego, right? It's better to have it's so crazy. But us females, avatars, we think that it's better Like after you've been in something for so long and it don't work out, even though you had signs to get out. So we just like, we might as well hang in there all the way. Right? Because once it worked now, at least the shame is, well, he changed. At least it wasn't the end. Oh, you guys did end up together. That's not success. Right? Jesus, the real teaching teaches about that they talk about unity, but they don't talk about effective unity. Right?
At the light, turn right, then turn right.
I'll play back.
Will understand that whilst a strong conviction would bring about anything they might desire and imagine, they must also be constantly aware of their own mental emotional condition. They must not harbor resentment against others, but must swiftly forgive. Otherwise, they could do much damage to those they resented, which damage would return to them in due course as a harvest of their sowing. Furthermore, as one sows, so does one reap. I knew that what I had done to the fig tree would eventually return to me in one form or another.
Turn right, then you will arrive at your destination.
Years since I had been there, and I knew my visit would serve to set in train the events which would lead to my crucifixion. Some of the people recognized me, and in response to their request, I began to teach them. More people gathered around the money who began to complain.
You have arrived.
Loud complaints broke my train of thought as I was teaching. Suddenly my wrath was aroused. Here were people earnestly gathered around me, wanting to hear the words of life, which soon I would not be able to speak to them. And there were the moneylenders who made their living by selling livestock for sacrifices which did the people no good whatsoever.
So even when
These men also brought people into debt and misery. I felt a rush of blood to my head, and I pushed the tables over, scattering the money, and I drove the money-hearted men out of the temple. Now there was a great commotion of shouting and screaming. Some people were scrambling to pick up the money. The moneylenders were calling down curses on my head, denouncing me as evil, as one doing the work of Beelzebub and 1,000 other devils. The priests and the Pharisees and all the people who set great store by the sacrifices in the temple came running together to find out the cause of the noise and confusion. On hearing the moneylender's story, they were so outraged by my action, they launched into vociferous condemnation of me and lamentations to impress the priest, each one making louder protest than their neighbors to demonstrate their horror of what I had done. Such a thing had never been seen in a temple before. Even those who had previously listened to me were now disturbed at my willfulness and wondered what kind of man I might be. They were standing close together, watching the proceeding, when they were noticed and approached by the priests and Pharisees, who persuaded them I was trying to destroy all that they had believed in, preaching a false god entirely unlike anything they had ever heard about in their synagogue. The priests passed on their own outraged anger to the people and convinced them that my sin would contaminate them also if they persisted in listening to my madness. Gradually, the people were persuaded I was an evil influence and should be removed before I could disrupt the peace of the country and bring down the wrath of the Roman governor on the entire country of Palestine. My disciples, ashamed of what I had done, quietly left the scene and hid amongst the alleys, some way from the temple. When they returned to me later, they clearly showed that they were also sorely tried by my actions. They wondered whether I had taken leave of my senses, gone mad, prophesying my death, and then doing these various things, which would probably be the cause of it. It was at that time that Judas, who had never fully shed his Jewish beliefs, began to doubt whether I was the Messiah at all. 3 years I had taught the people, and there was no lessening of the Roman rule. 3 years and people were no nearer to happiness I had promised them. And now it seemed that I was about to become a disturber of the peace, bringing down the wrath of Rome on their heads. He heard that the Jewish high priest wanted to get rid of me, and so he offered his services to identify my person when required to do so. When it was time for me to eat the Passover with my disciples, I arranged we should eat it all together in a large supper room. I knew it would be the last time I would eat any food on earth. I do not want to return deeply to the consciousness of that night. I felt great sadness to be leaving my disciples who had served me so well. With my sadness came a return of all my fears and conflicts. I had moments of deep emotional self-pity. I felt that no one understood all I had tried to do for my people and the sacrifices I was prepared to make for them. John was giving a vivid account of the story of the Israelites last night in Egypt before they escaped into the desert. He spoke of Moses' instruction to the head of each family to kill an unblemished lamb, to cook it in a certain way and paint its blood on the doorstops of all Israelite dwelling, because the very night angels would come and slaughter all the firstborn children of the Egyptians and their livestock. With great relish, he recalled the outcry made by the Egyptians when they woke to find the bloodied firstborn in every home. None was spared. It was the kind of horrible story I rejected as having any value for anyone seeking higher spiritual truth. I wondered how much my disciples had really understood when I spoke of their heavenly Father and his love for all mankind. How could they relish the thought of angels killing the Egyptian firstborn when I had clearly told them that God, the Father, was love? But the Jews had always been preoccupied with the shedding of blood to atone for their sins. Even Abraham, the founder of the Israelite nation, had been convinced he should take his only son into the desert and kill and offer him as a sacrifice to God, a pagan and revolting thought. I thought of the animal sacrifice in the temple. Loving all the wild things of creation as I did, the practice was an abomination to me. And now I was about to be put to death because I had dared to speak the words of truth. And when I considered how little I had achieved in passing on my knowledge, I wondered why I had been sent on such a mission. I felt a momentary spasm of resentment and anger interthreading my usual feeling of love for these men. With some cynicism, I wondered what effective token of remembrance I could leave with them, to bring back to their minds all my teaching when I was no longer with them. If so, could so swiftly forget all my teaching of the Father's love and enjoy the horrible story of the Passover while I was still in the room with them. How much would they remember when I had died as a felon on the cross, the most despicable of death? Then it came to me that since they were so moved by the shedding of blood, I would give them blood to remember me by. With these ironical reflections, I took up a loaf of bread, broke it and passed it to my disciples and told them to eat it. I likened the brokenness of the bread to the future brokenness of my body and asked them to repeat this breaking of bread and distribution as a means of remembering the sacrifice of my body to bring them the truth about God and the truth about life, the truth about love. Realizing I was in a strange mood, they stopped eating, listened, took the bread and ate it silently. Next, I took up my goblet of wine and passed it around, saying that they must each drink from it, for it was a symbol of my blood, which would surely be shed, because I had dared to bring them the truth of existence. I saw that the edge in my voice had reached some of them. Soberly, each one took a sip, and then passed the goblet to the neighbor. But still they said nothing. They sensed I was in earnest and would not tolerate any more argument. Then I told them that a certain man amongst them would betray me. Privately, I understood his motives and knew that he was a necessary part of the future sequence of events. He was but playing a role which his nature had prompted him to do. I knew that he would suffer greatly, and I felt compassion for him, but these thoughts I kept to myself. When I mentioned that one of them would betray me and told Judas to leave and do what he had to do quickly, the disciples came alive, wondering if this was really their last meal with me. Now there was a great deal of emotional distress, questions.
So that part, like every time I listen to all of this, like, because I try to like just listen all the time, right? So in the part where it said Judah knew the part he was playing, right? Or Yeshua, being that he was on a higher consciousness, knew the part where Judah was playing. So that made me, like, a lot of things I think about in my life. Like, I'll give you one example. Like, when I think about my ex-husband, I actually really love him. Like, I have no problem with this man, like, at all. like with his avatar, right? Like, not even him, forget him. When I think about all the men, I know that's something that people are not used to speaking. But when I think about all the people I've encountered and where I am very grateful. Like, I love everybody. All right. But my ex-husband, let me tell you why I love him. My ex-husband, it was different. Why was it different? It was different because he played a part. His avatar, I can imagine the divine spirit behind. His avatar played the part that the world will call a narcissist. That's what the word would say, but like I said, we are all a part of that, right? But his avatar played the part that broke open the veil. Like, I love it. Like, Sade, because like that situation really crushed me, right? Because first of all, I felt like it was really unnecessary. Because like it was a dude, he was my friend. He wanted us to date. But I'm like, but what if it don't work out? We are friends. Let's just keep that. What if it don't work out? He's like, we just never give up. So if somebody say that, right? But who knows? Maybe I spoke that into existence too about it not working out. Who the hell knows? But I will say this. That situation, that and my daughter's situation, right? Open up the veil for me. Because like you said, right? Okay, P said, if we choose life, right? We choose things. Well, when I met my ex-husband, I think that I was wise. I had supposedly discovered the Sabbath, church, Like I thought I was religious. Let's put it that way. Right? I did for the homeless. And then around that time, God had just blessed me with my business. What? I am on high places, right? Like, life should be good. I have a husband. I have a beautiful daughter, right? She's doing well. I care about the world. God has given me a vision to care for the world, and I care. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to love everybody. And that did not work. That did not work. And then the church, like just all of that, like all of those things that I guess we thought it was, when it felt, not that I was attached to it, but it was like, what the fuck is this? What is this? What is this? And especially when you are trying. When you're trying and it don't work, right? And then not only it doesn't work, it seems like it's actually killing everybody. Like, what is this? We are Christians. We are believers. We are trying to be one. What the? That's when I'm like, okay, Jesus. And then, of course, us being in the church, we were like a young couple in the church. We were involved, So when you're involved too, you're in the, secrets. Then when you know secrets, you turn around, you be like, damn, we all playing out here. We're just playing. Like everything is an act. Everybody's playing a role. Forgetting the divinity, to be honest with you. So I love him for that. Right? I love, maybe it was designed to happen. Who knows? Maybe someone else could have done it. Who knows? But I know I love him for the fact that it was that situation that break the seal for me. Right? So that relationship took me to the heights of my spirituality. And I love it. I love it. I'm here. I'm free. Right? So that was that. And then everybody else, of course, there's many people. And then, of course, the guy I was engaged to, he's awesome too. It's just learning. Awesome. I love everybody. Him, he showed me that, like, that guy that I was engaged to, I'm like off subject right now. But that guy that I was engaged to, Shadi, talk about spirituality, Shadi was on point to a certain point anyway. We all got something we are working on. Ego gonna put all of us down or slow us down anyway. But that situation showed me that there are people out there like me. Right? I remember my daughter telling me the other day that the more she date or go out, the more it gets better. Yeah. The more you are yourself, your true self, no acting. The more you are your divine self, whatever the spirit led you to be, without desperation, without fear, without feeling like you're about to lose something, because we just be holding on to the first thing that look at us. Like, it must be him. Saying that. Yeah. So I love that. I love that. So I just can't wait. Like sometimes I think about my life. I'm like, who am I gonna marry? Right? I know he's gonna be deeply spiritual. Right? When I say deeply spiritual, I know he's gonna be connected to his divinity. Like all this avatar stuff. It's great, it's cool, it's cute. We like it. We're gonna dress it up. But I am ready to meet that soul that has gone through one hell of a journey on earth and come out on the other side. But you gotta believe, right? You gotta believe. We gotta show people the new consciousness. That's all. But anyway, it's beautiful. I love everybody. I love this life ended up being longer than I desire. I love KP. I love you're awesome. And we'll do our live. I'm gonna reach out to you. I plan to be working a lot in the next couple of days, so I'll reach out to you, and we need to do live together. So please, while you're doing stuff, put me in the program because I'm ready. I am ready. And what else? Yeah. So those relationships are beautiful. And I be just loving everybody, and I be trying to tell people, but people be like, why you thinking about your ex? What, the avatar? I ain't thinking about nobody. I ain't even thinking about me. I think about everything. Do I dwell on it? No. I really, really love everybody. Why is that hard to believe? Like, I don't see people. Okay, I might say, no, we're not even going to go there. I'll keep that for another video. But I really, really love everybody. Like when I see my mom, I don't even see like my mom. When I see my daughter, I don't see my daughter. When I see my sister, I don't see my sister. When I see a patient, I don't see a patient. When I see the homeless man, I don't see the homeless man. I see a divine spirit. I see the light. I see divinity playing small. Like what? I love it. I love it. I love it. I just know sick Christians. Why am I seeing all these readings right now? I can see. But I agree. We can choose not saying you're wrong. Why not? Why would a mini God choose? But the mini God didn't choose. The mini God, like you said it right. The mini God forgot. When they said the veil is removed, right? But we are all, the Bible says ye are gods, right? So I will share this with you more, and you probably will explain it better than me. Like I said, I'm just learning these things. He said, where do I send my resume? You're so freaking amazing. You're so funny. I just got it. The thing is, I don't know for which one, what statement, but if it's what I think, you're the bomb. I always tell you that. But my man is gonna be special because it's bigger than me, right? It's bigger. It's us. I really do see we. I really, really see we. Right. So, yes. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go in the gym. As you guys can see, I've been outside of Planet Fitness for a while. Over there. And it's at the mall. And I will come back later. Bye-bye. Be good to people. Everything, the system is us. Be good to people. How do you do this?